If we look at cancer, I think it was responsible for 0.07 deaths. It's 0.07%.
At the turn of the century, and this is when the Rockefellers are kind of coming into hidden power, and this is all kind of connecting back to tilling soil. And
they made it a big deal. They started to propagandize cancer. So you get to now where it's 40%, 30 to 40%. So they took it from 0.07 up to that.
When was cancer officially like discovered as a you know, you don't like to use the word a disease. When did this really come to the medical books? And when they're saying this is cancer, you have cancer, is just the turn of the century? Or was this being diagnosed for, let's say, the past 500 years?
Yeah, well, actually, Hippocrates saw it.
Okay.
Way back 2,000 years ago. So it's been around. It's been around, but it was very, very small percentage. It was usually afflicted those who were wealthy, because they could afford to eat all these cooked, delicious Epicurean delights, right? But the basic person that lived an agrarian lifestyle wasn't getting it. Those guys weren't getting it. And when they tell you we're living longer, all you have to do is, I have a habit. It's not a habit. It's kind of like and not even an obsession, but just something I need to do. Wherever I go, whatever country, whatever state I go to their graveyards. But if you go to the graveyards and you go into the country, go to the German countryside and then go to the German cities and look at the graveyards and look at the how much time is in the dash. You know the dash? The dash is the most important part. You got the time you were born and the time you died, the year you're born, and the dash is your life, right? So how long is that dash, right? So, born 1670, died 1720, right? So anyway, if you look at how long people lived, you're still going to find people that are living 80 to 120 years everywhere you go, especially in the countryside. But when you understand statistics, and anybody who's gone to school and was worried about a grade point average knows, you got straight A's, you get 1 C, you're screwed. But you can't get it back. You'll never get a 4.0 again.
Yes.
Right? And it'd be really hard to get it up. So your average stays low. So that one low one. So when we look around the turn of the century, when I think it was 1 out of 5 births, there was a mortality.
I see where you're going.
You got that. So you got young mothers dying. You got fetuses dying, or babies dying, newborns dying, or 2-year-olds, or 1-year-old. So that was it. So if you made it to 5 in those days, because of the infections. Now, we didn't see those kinds of infections in the rural. We only saw it in the urban areas where there was, it was really poor hygiene. So the average has come down, but the length of time that people live is still about the same, which is very interesting. The difference is that the guys that were living 80, 90, 100 years in those days were still robust. They were running around outside, chopping down trees or doing whatever they were doing. Our 80 or 90-year-olds are wearing diapers, right? So we're keeping them alive with drugs and all these sort of things, but they don't have the same quality. But in terms of lifespan, they're saying we've never had it so good, we've never lived so long, and all that stuff. I just want you to know that's not a true statement. And to prove it, don't believe me, to prove it, start visiting graveyards.